Welcome back to the last practice round for Disc Golf Valley Players Tour Week 8. This time Ikigai Enso with royal bags only. Anything but a one wind here. I'm going to be laying up the wind glide drive, get it low, and take a little bit of power off so that you don't go too long hitting these trees. And you're going to slide out here up to the left. This is the layup play, going for the birdie. If you get too far out here, this is actually a little bit of a touchy shot to get over. I take the hope and just aim low and let it slide up under that fence to be able to get here for this birdie. You can get risky taking a forehand flex line, try and get it there with the wind glide drive. I think that's something that's going to be not worth the risk. On a lot of these holes, I think not worth the risk is going to be the name of the game. So the wind glide drive, get it slide left, aim right at the tip of that tree out in the distance with the top chevron, and give it about a half disc of anhyzer. You're going to get up over this rail and slide down here onto the green or onto the landing zone to have a good look at this throw in. 100 feet. This is probably the first eagle I'm going for if I get close there. See if I can get it up, and hope throw in practice is paying off to be able to get that eagle there. Let's move to hole 3. On hole 3, I'm basically taking the same play I always have. Take the wind glide drive, except I normally do glide roll, and put the top chevron kind of where the fence meets the bridge out there. A little bit of anhyzer on this. The worst mistake is getting in the water over there on the left. Ideally, this is down a bit lower, and it drops down. Is it going to drop down there for me? It's not, so I'm up across. I'm more than okay throwing this across to lay up for this birdie. A little bit tricky with this bush to work with. Don't know if that's going to have collision. It doesn't, thankfully. Try to get high enough that even collision would still get me across, and I'm able to get this birdie. If you get down, silly spit out. If you get down on that platform just across the water there, you usually have about 150, 160 foot throw in to go for. Let's move to hole 4. Hole 4, especially on a tough wind, I think forehand is the play. This is one I'm fully expecting to get birdie on. Forehand low, try to get it right in this gap between the rock and the trees, and slide up here. Even 160 feet, I might take a soft bit at this. The wind's going to push out a lot, and I'm not very practiced with these adjustments. So I kind of whisk out, takes them off. If you go long, that's OB and back to drop zone that realistically you're probably not going to make it from. So birdie there is going to be just okay as well. 5 is probably one of my least favorite holes in Enso lately. I slide down or aim down to the left and doing just a little bit of anhyzer with this wind. Add a bit extra anhyzer on here. Hopefully get out to be right to the right of these reeds. We are there. With this wind, 122 feet, honestly, I'm still laying up in the Players Tour. Let's see if I can make some magic here for this video for you guys, though. Take a lot off that because of the wind. Nope. It slides left. I find it really tough to adjust for the wind with that hope. So what I'm actually going to be doing the Players Tour, just get down low and slide it up here. Happy to take that birdie, especially on a tough wind. If there's a one wind, I might consider trying to make that throw in. Definitely get out on Enso and practice that throw in. Hole 6, I think this is going to be the first must eagle. It's the roll grace. Slide left and put the top chevron right in the middle of this tree out there in the distance. A little bit of power off and a little bit of anhyzer to adjust for that 3 wind. Just like my regular play, you're aiming for this back wall here to slide up against that to stop you. This one manages to stop without even getting to the wall. And then throw in 72 feet downhill. I'm going to take 3 off or 30 off for that wind is 42. A little bit extra for the downhill, so it throws about 30 power, and expect that to hyzer out a bit. And it does indeed get in there a little bit low, but it does get in there for that eagle. Moving on to hole 7, getting some tough winds for this practice round. I think this is a forehand trust off the tee. Trust up there to this gap. And once you're in this landing, you're throwing up to the basket, just laying up there. I think this is a brave for this distance. I skip brave. I want the glide brave to throw up there to the base of that basket for this. You might be able to get the grace there or the trust in again if you have a little bit more favorable wind, but this is 100% play for the birdie. Anything trying to get through that gap is very easy to go OB, and without your main throw-in disc, you got a tough throw-in to save that birdie. Hole 8, this is a very tempting wind. Let's see if we can get something good here. Yeah, I'll do the smart play. What I would do actually here is take the wind glide drive on a forehand, give it a little bit of hyzer so it gets back to the land and lands in safe there, and then lay up. Wherever you get over here, you got a good chance to lay up for that birdie. Let's try something a little bit fun, see if we can get a cool looking one with this wind, getting across and pushing us up. Oh, not enough anhyzer at all. Let's try one more there, and then I'll just skip back and get us to the layup play again. Get that plenty of anhyzer this time. Still not enough. So even with that big pushing wind, getting the anhyzer just right is going to be a tough thing to do. And that's why I think for most of Enso, unless you've really practiced and you're used to a lot of these lines and these winds, the play is going to be to go for the birdie. Because even with their pretty good looking drive, I have a bit of distance here to be able to get this throw in for the hole. Let's see, I'll try it with 70 feet of power. And it does drop in there for that triple bogey. But let's try one more through with the actual play. It's going to be the wind glide drive off the tee. Aim a little bit left and give it some hyzer on that forehand. You just land up here by this first cherry tree. And then your birdie play is going to be taking the hope, I think is going to be the better play. Fly it up there close to the basket to be able to get this last putt in and take the birdie. I think for Enso, like -10 is a very doable, gettable score. Get birdies everywhere except 6. On 6, you get your eagle and move from there. Hole 9, take the wind glide drive, slide left, aim just near the top of this tree, and then move to this post. Give it almost an entire Wi-Fi band of hyzer, and hopefully you'll land right in the center of this fairway and sliding down. If you get some good slide or you've practiced a lot, you have a chance at this throw-in. I still think I'll be taking the hope to lay up over here and have the easy birdie. I'm hoping to get most of my strokes this round on the earlier courses and really just not lose strokes here on Enso. So this can help you out in your rounds. If you want to do those eagle lines, you can work on those. I think the best play, though, is play for birdie, and if you get a lucky eagle, take that as it comes. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you can stay bogey-free.